guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For this week's video, I'm going to be talking about how I'm just kind of fed up with the online alternative community, at least, because I think it's gotten really toxic. I think it's been toxic for a while, but I think it's just like, it's just gotten really annoying, you know? I'm going to be focusing specifically on mostly emo, because that's what I would put myself in. Honestly, I don't even really want a label at this point, but it's just you know, that's the music I listen to, that's kind of what I look like. But I'll talk about a few other subcultures very lightly, just because, you know, that's another thing though about it, is that you might know a little bit about a certain subculture, but if you're not a part of it, people will kill you for even saying a word about it. Or if you're new to it, oh, okay, let's get into it. So I think with the online alternative community with different subcultures, I think there's a lot of, if you don't do this, then you aren't actually a part of this subculture. It'll be something arbitrary. I'm not talking about, you know, if you don't listen to emo music, then you're not emo. That's the whole thing, right? But it's if you don't wear ripped skinny jeans or whatever the hell, then you're not emo. That's stupid. That's fucking dumb, you know? But I think there's also a lot of, I've seen a lot in, the goth community. I'm not goth, but, I am friends with people who are, and, I watch people online who are. And it's if you have, a similar piercing setup to somebody else, you have a septum and maybe some lip rings, you're oh, you're copying this person. I think that's so make up your mind. Do you want everybody to be the same in this subculture, or do you want everybody to somehow be different? Because also with stuff like piercings and everything, there's only so many different kinds of piercings you can get. You know, you might have the same one as somebody else. I have snake bites. A lot of other people have snake bites, you know? But also, me being emo, a lot of people on my videos and stuff will always tell me, oh, you should get a septum, you should get a septum, you should get a septum. And it's one time I got a comment that was you should stretch your septum. And I'm I replied, I was I don't even have it pierced. Because honestly, I just don't want to get my septum pierced. I don't see anything wrong with it if other people do get their septums pierced. Oh my god, I can't talk, right? Personally, I just don't want my septum pierced. And this person replied, you better get it pierced, or whatever the hell they said. I was I know a lot of people have that. A lot of, I guess, yeah, a lot of emos, a lot of scene kids have, their septum pierced. But it's I don't have to do that, you know? And I also think it's kind of stupid that it's a trend right now to get your septum pierced. Because, not a septum pierced, to stretch your septum. Because stretching any, piercing takes a long time. It's not something you can do quickly. And it's trending right now, so a lot of people are trying to do it quickly, and they're, blowing out their fucking septum piercing, you know? It's bad for you to do that, and I think it's bad to, make it a trend and tell everybody to do it, you know? Especially if they don't want to. I've said a lot, okay, this is not any fault of the person who said that, because they probably just haven't seen me say this, but I have said a lot that I don't want a septum piercing. I don't want to stretch my ears. I don't want all these different things, you know? I'm pretty happy with the piercings I have now. I like these. I might get 2 studs up here one day, but that's the most I'm thinking about doing right now. Maybe I'll get some dermals on my back or something like that. You know, I think it's dangerous to make stretching your septum a trend, because people are gonna hurt themselves doing that, and they are. And it's fine if it's you know, something that's a part of a subculture, you know, if a lot of people in the subculture do it, but, you know, do your research, do it safely. You know, don't just do it because you see everybody else doing it, especially if you're doing it, fast, you know? I know you want to look like everybody else in that subculture, you know what I mean? I understand the desire, you know? Believe me, I do. But it's also, it might not be popular amongst emos in, a year. It probably will still be popular, but you know what I mean? It might not be popular in a year, and you will have hurt yourself for no reason, and you might not even want it anymore, you know? Do your research as well. Make sure you really want a piercing before you get them. I got these done when I was 18, so a year ago. But I had one of these since I was 14. I did get one side pierced when I was 15 by a friend. I got the other one pierced, but the ring didn't go in. I got in so much trouble for that, though. The day I got it, my parents didn't take it out, and I got grounded for 2 weeks. But, you know, I knew I wanted these. I had wanted these for years, you know. And I'm not saying you have to do that. Do whatever you want with your body, but also I think you should consider what you are gonna want a little bit down the road. And honestly, until recently, this is a whole other tangent, until recently, I really, I understood, future is coming and stuff, and I should think about the future, but now I feel I don't know, months away from now feels a lot more consequential than it used to when I was in school. Maybe because I'm not in school anymore, and school just, made everything drag on, but I don't know, thinking about what's gonna be good for me in 5 years is definitely, I can see it more than I used to be able to, you know? Don't even get me started on the scene kids, okay? I'm not gonna call myself a scene kid just because, like, I listen to some scene music, I listen to, like, some crunk, but, like, you know, that's mostly it. And also, like, I don't really, like, look scene, like, I don't really, maybe I do a little bit, like, maybe from, like, the neck up, but that could also be emo. Even though people will say, like, emo doesn't have a look. Shut the fuck up, okay? Side bangs, like, yeah, okay, emo is a music subculture, but it does have a look to it, you know? But with the scene kids, I've been seeing a lot of, like, this isn't scene, this is scene core. Shut up. Like, I understand, like, being emo myself, when somebody sees someone dressed all in black and has, like, winged eyeliner, let's say they see, like, an e-girl, they'll be like, oh, you're so emo. I get that's annoying, you know? And yeah, maybe the new gen scenes or whatever the hell, like, maybe scene core is a thing, but just, like, is it that serious? Is it ever that serious? I used to be an e-girl, believe it or not. I don't know if I've wiped all existence of that from the internet, because I have, like, posted about it a few times, because I think it's funny, because it was cringe, okay? I was 15, yeah, I was, like, around 15 when I was an e-girl, and I was really violently insecure. And I look completely different now than I did then, but it was kind of like the e-girl to emo pipeline. I got into the music and stuff, and then I got into, like, sort of, like, I guess emo fashion, even though some will claim that's not a real thing. And then I got into 2000s fashion from that, and that's, like, how I ended up where I am now. But it's kind of like saying there's no goth look. Okay, yeah, goth is, like, a music-based subculture, but there definitely is a look to it. Like, another thing I can't stand is when people say about, like, any other alternative subculture other than punk, okay? Punk is political, right? But when people say you can't be, like, emo or scene without having these political ideas, and I don't get political ever online, and people will say that, you know, I'm a part of the problem, or I must be this and that because I don't talk about politics. I'm just not going to, okay? Because I don't want to put myself on that part of the internet. I don't want to put myself in that sphere. I don't like politics, that's why I don't get into it. But people will say, like, you're not actually emo if you don't feel this way or that way or whatever. It's like, that's never been, emo kids, the original emo kids were, like, just depressed teenagers. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They probably didn't give a singular fuck either. I feel like the whole world has gotten super political recently. I feel like back when emo was in its prime, like the mid to late 2000s or whatever the hell, nobody was really giving a singular fuck, or they did way less than they do now. And I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything about people caring about politics. Care about whatever you want, but don't put it in spaces where it wasn't and try to imply that it always was there. Or when people say, like, okay, they'll say, like, you can't be alternative and not believe these things under somebody's post who's, like, emo, right? And alternative is just an umbrella term for, like, all of them, you know? It's like, it's not, it might be an umbrella term for all of them, but it might not always have the exact same rules for the exact same subculture. Anyways, back to the, like, you can't be emo, you can't be seen if you don't do X, Y, and Z. I think that's so dumb. I think that alternative subcultures, what they should be, and I think what they were originally meant to be, is the rules of the subculture are there to bring a group of people together who are like-minded, who like the same things, who like the same music, who like the same style, whatever it is, because some alternative subcultures are style-based, like E-Kids, stuff like that. I think it's great if the rules of the subculture are there to bring people together who already like those things. But, like, when I was a baby emo a few years ago, like, I don't know, when did I become emo? Like, late 10th grades, that would have been, like, 5-6 years ago. Like, I was so worried, like, when I started listening to the music, when I started wearing, like, different band shirts, when I cut my side bangs or whatever, I was so worried that I would, you know, get hit with, like, a name 3 songs or whatever. I was so insecure about that, and I was so, like, I would be, like, studying, like, my emo lore, you know, to make sure that I couldn't get called a poser, and I think that's so dumb, especially since I was just entering it. Now, you can call me a poser all you want, like, I know I'm not a poser, like, I know, like, I'm a part of this subculture as much as anybody else is. I think it's really, like, messed up, especially to do that as somebody who's, like, very new to it. Like, why don't you want to share your interests and passions with this person who is seemingly interested in them, you know? Like, I don't understand why it's become, like, a whole, I don't know, what's the word? It's become, like, a whole hierarchy thing. That's not nice. And the fact that a lot of people who become alternative are people who have felt ostracized, are people who have felt left out, who have been bullied or whatever by quote-unquote normies or whatever. And you joined this subculture probably because you finally found people you felt you could be yourself with, and now you're a bully. You're becoming a bully yourself too. That's not cool. A song that really encapsulates what I'm trying to say about, like, just the exclusiveness and, like, the meanness of certain subcultures, and also just, like, people, is the song Laura by Bella Marcy, okay? I have had a Laura in my life, if you will. I have had a person who is just sucks, right? But the opening line of Laura by Bella Marcy is, Laura says she's mall goth, CDs buying, punk rock, 95 nostalgia, whatever, you know? And then it's, okay, I'm not trying to sing the whole song, but, and then it's, she says she wants to be a manic pixie dream girl. The fuck does that mean, girl? Anyways. It's like these people who are like, oh, I'm so this and that, and then they'll exclude you, but they're not even being, like, true to whatever it is. It's stuff like that. And this person I was friends with, my Laura, you know, at one point, she would just make me feel, like, so dumb, and she was goth. No, she wasn't, but she would claim she was goth and then dress like an e-kid, and then try to make me feel bad because I was emo, and she said I couldn't call myself emo unless somebody else did first. That's dumb. That's dumb, you know? She was a bad person all around. She made me feel like shit about everything, not just alternative stuff, but it's just the kind of vibes that come a lot online, especially, I feel like. But she was a real person. Oh my god. I feel like this video is kind of all over the place. Sorry about that, but it's just, like, my random thoughts on this. I've been feeling this way for a little while. I'm just so annoyed with it. Like, obviously, I'm still emo. I'm still gonna consider myself emo, but I just don't want to be, I don't want people to think I'm one of those emos, you know? I don't want people to think I'm one of those, like, stupid, I don't know, like, elitist. Honestly, we're becoming elitists like the metalheads, you know? Nobody likes them. No offense if you're a metalhead, but, like, metalheads tend to have, like, a bit of a stigma to them where they just are like, oh, name 3 songs, or that's not real metal, or whatever, like, stuff like that. Like, they want to flex on you so bad by making you feel bad. It's shitty, and it makes, like I said, becoming a part of an alternative subculture, or, like, you know, partaking in whatever, you are probably looking for a sense of community, you know? That's why a lot of them are there, and when you can find that, it's great. I don't know if I've met any other, like, emos in real life. I'm not even gonna lie. I might be the only one I've met in real life. But online, you can find a community, you know? And it's just shitty when there are people within that community who are, like, gatekeeping, making fun of people, putting other people down. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like, if there's a person who thinks being emo is just, like, wearing black and being depressed all the time, you know? Okay, I might cringe a little bit at that, you know? But I don't think we should ever make fun of people, because that's also what, like, the media portrays it to be. Like, you don't really, like, people use the word emo to, like, describe anything, like, sad, I guess, or something like that. Like, people will call you emo if you're, like, even, like, a little different. Like, people will call, like, cottagecore people emo or whatever the hell. So, like, it's not somebody's fault who doesn't know that, you know, that's not it. Like, it's an actual subculture with, like, music and style and a certain, you know, whatever, or it's from a certain time, all the different things about it. A lot of people aren't gonna know that. So instead of, like, shitting on them or getting angry at them, maybe just be like, yo, this is actually what it is, and it's super cool, and this is music I like, and this is blah blah blah. Like, I understand, like, it's still, there are still, like, structures in place for certain subcultures, but I don't think that they should be there to, like, exclude people, you know? That's just most of the thing. But also, like, again, with the, oh, you're too much like this other person, yeah, that's like, there's gonna be similarities between people within a subculture as well, because guess what? That's the point of a subculture. Okay, so people are gonna have similar haircuts, people are gonna dress similarly, people are gonna like the same music. Okay, that's the fucking point. People are gonna have similar piercing placements, whatever. You know what actually drives me insane, though? Okay, when people are like, My Chemical Romance actually is an emo. Shut up. Literally shut up. Yes, it is. Like, that's, what do you, maybe it doesn't fit, like, the exact, like, arbitrary rules somebody is like, this is emo music, but, like, they are one of the biggest bands within the emo subculture. I don't know what you would call them then, okay? And I know there are different waves of emo. There's first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, whatever. Okay, I'm not really too familiar with second wave emo, but I am with first wave. And then third wave emo, which is like the one most people think of, which is like, you know, My Chemical Romance and all that other shit. And then fourth wave emo, which is like Midwest emo. I like all that shit, you know, but when people are like, oh, My Chemical Romance isn't emo, it's like so annoying, like literally touch grass. When people are like, The Cure isn't goth, oh my god, then what are they then? Okay, and don't hit me with some random technical term. Okay, what subculture are they a part of? That's what they are. Also, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to like put yourself in one box when it comes to the alternative community or whatever. Like if you're emo, like, oh, you can't listen to goth music or whatever. Yes, you can. Oh my god. Or like with my style, like it's kind of weird because it feels weird because I dress more just like general 2000s, like what I like to say, like sort of like, you know, a little bit of McBling here and there. Like that's some of the stuff I like. But also, like, from the neck up, I look like this, you know? But also, I wear trip pants sometimes. That's not even emo. That's, like, new metal, you know? But it's, like, I've gotten people saying, like, oh, you can't do this and also do this. And it's like, yes, I can, because I like all of these things. I like all of these things, you know? And I don't want to have to squish myself in one box. That's literally what they've been doing to me my whole life, you know? When I was in Catholic school or whatever, I couldn't fit into their box. I can't fit into any specific box. And yes, I like these things. I like these alternative communities, different ones. I like being emo. I like, you know, I like McBling fashion. I like 2000s fashion. And I also think it's like easier to do like emo and 2000s fashion at the same time because it's like, you know, the time period. But either way, like I can like all these different things and combine all these different things without being called a poser from every which way. I don't know. I think I'm gonna end it here. I might come in and add more stuff later on because that's how my brain works, because I'm not gonna remember everything all in one sitting. So you might see like random different clips throughout the video. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Oh my god, that was horrible. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Please leave any like suggestions, requests for videos in the comments below. I'm gonna be pretty busy next week. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make a video. If I am, it's gonna be definitely another talking video because these are the easiest ones to make. But yeah, okay. Please do all that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.